Cynthia said, "I'm here to find Elaine, who just came to your place for care. I have something to talk to her in private." As soon as the boss heard that she was not for consumption, he darkened his face and said annoyedly, "If you are not for consumption, then please go out. If you are looking for someone to discuss matters, you must find another place. I don't provide such services." Cynthia winked at the bodyguard, and the bodyguard immediately took out 50,000 in cash from his small suitcase and patted it on the counter. When the boss saw the money, his attitude became flattering again, and he smiled and asked, "Ma'am, what service do you want me to provide you with?" Cynthia said coldly, "Take me to see Elaine. I want to chat with Elaine in private. It won't be too long, at most half an hour. During this half an hour, no one is allowed to bother me. This 50,000 is your reward, do you understand?" When the boss heard this, he thought to himself, "Harold asked me to give that Elaine some sleeping pills. After she is asleep, Harold would take her away secretly. Now he has killed the eldest sister halfway and has to talk to Elaine. It sounds like a good deal for an hour, and then give 50,000. As long as he let Harold wait for half an hour, wait for the older sister to talk to Elaine and leave, then give Elaine sleeping pills?" Thinking of this, he immediately agreed with a smile. "It's easy to talk about. Isn't it half an hour of private time? No problem. Ms. Elaine is taking a bath. You can wait in the spa room first." Cynthia nodded and said to the bodyguard, "Come with me." "Hey." The boss said hurriedly, "We are a female-only club. Members wear very casually here, and sometimes they don't even wear clothes. Even my boss can't enter the private service area for members. You can't take this gentleman inside." Cynthia didn't think that an ordinary beauty salon would be dangerous, so she said to the bodyguard, "You are waiting outside." The bodyguard nodded slightly. Today, Cynthia's whereabouts were made on a temporary basis, and there was no suspicious person following along the way, so in this case, there was basically no possibility of encountering danger, so she didn't care too much. The bodyguard waited at the door, and Cynthia said to the boss, "Can you take me in now?" The boss smiled and hurriedly said, "Let our clerk take you in." "I can't get in either." "Good." Cynthia nodded, and followed the clerk into the beauty salon. The apartment of this beauty salon is relatively deep, with the front desk and lobby outside, and then the bathing place through the promenade, and then the spa room is going deeper. The reason why the spa room is placed in the deepest part is mainly that the guests who come to the spa for complete relaxation and are very resistant to noise. If it is too close to the outside and close to the road, the vibration and horn sound of passing cars will be very obvious. After Cynthia followed the clerk through the deep corridor, she came to one of the spa rooms. The clerk respectfully said to her, "Hello, madam, please wait here for a while, and I will bring her here after Ms. Elaine comes out." Cynthia gave a hum, took out 10,000 in cash from her limited Hermes backpack, handed it to her, and exhorted, "Don't tell Elaine I'll wait for her here, just bring her in, understand?" The clerk happily accepted the 10,000, and said excitedly, "Don't worry, I won't say it, yeah." Cynthia nodded. "You go out first." "Okay, lady." After the clerk went out, Cynthia frowned and looked at the environment in the room, frowning in disgust. She took out a check written a long time ago from her bag. The amount on the check was 1 billion, which she planned to use to buy Elaine. However, the more she looked at the low-end environment of this beauty salon, the more she sighed in her heart. This Elaine would actually come to this place to do a spa. She must be a bun who has never seen money. Give her 1 billion. It is too much. Thinking of this, Cynthia stuffed the 1 billion check back into her wallet. She felt that if she wanted to buy a cheap woman like Elaine, 1 billion would be taken advantage of, and 1 billion was a lot. As a result, she took out the checkbook again and temporarily wrote a check for 100 million. She planned to take this $100 million check directly in a while to entice Elaine to go home and force her daughter to divorce Charlie. In this way, her mission to Orus Hill this time would be half completed. After writing a check for 100 million, she took out a Hermes silk scarf from her bag and placed it on the sofa before sitting down. At this time, Elaine was still soaking in the bathtub. In fact, she had washed it a long time ago, and the reason why she still didn't want to soak it out was mainly because she felt that the milk petal bath should have a good moisturizing effect on the skin, so it's better to soak for a while. And Harold and Noah, at this time, had already brought a few young men who were still alive and drove a large van to the back door of the beauty salon. Harold took out the phone, called the boss, and asked, "Brother Beidel, how are things prepared? Have you fainted, Elaine? I'm just waiting at the back door." The boss thought to himself, "I haven't made the extra 50,000 yet, so I have to wait for my 50,000 to be safe before doing it." So, he said to Harold, "Harold, wait a moment, that Elaine is taking a bath, there is a bit of ink, but don't worry, I will have the water with the added ingredients ready for her. After the bath, find a chance to let her drink it, and you will wait patiently for my notification. Once she faints, I will call you. Then you can just come in and do your thing." As soon as Harold heard this, he immediately smiled and said, "Brother Beidel, you are still reliable. Okay. In that case, I'll wait a while, and you will notify me immediately if it's done." "Okay, just wait for me." Elaine soaked for another 10 minutes, feeling that the skin on her body was a little pale because of the blisters, and then she came out of the bathtub reluctantly. After she came out, she immediately rang the service bell, and the clerk who had received her hurried in with a clean bath towel in her hand. She helped Elaine wrap the bath towel and asked diligently, "Madam, do you need to wear disposable underwear? I will open the package if necessary." As she said, she added, "All our massagers and service staff are women. It doesn't matter if you don't wear them." Elaine thought for a while and said, "I'd better put it on. After all, this is not a bathhouse. It's too awkward to be alone." The clerk nodded and quickly took apart the disposable underwear for her to wear, and prepared another bathrobe for her. After Elaine put on the bathrobe, she was led to the spa room. Opening the door, the service staff said to Elaine, "Miss, please come in." Elaine nodded, and when she stepped through the door, she found a beautifully dressed woman sitting on the sofa in the room, and asked the clerk with some dissatisfaction, "This is your massager? This fancy suit is too exaggerated, right? There are so many decorations on her body, making it look like a mannequin in a jewelry shop. What if she accidentally scratched me? Cynthia must be angry at this." Secretly cursed in her heart, the F*C King Bun said, "I am wearing fancy clothes," said, "I am pompous."